emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Hello and welcome to everybody's favorite fire hose of Final Order information. Welcome to the Final Order Report, where we bring you a hand-picked selection of comics and graphic novels before they head to print and quantities are finalized. I am Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop and your last chance to subscribe or special order before the final order deadline this Monday at noon, May 26th. That's right, Memorial Day. These titles will be hitting our shelves as soon as June 18th. Green Brain Comics and the Final Order Report are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com. Or download the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or access your existing account to order and pay securely online, ensuring you never miss an issue. Today I'll be using Comichub to showcase items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. But before I do, just want to thank the Klezmergeddon Orchestra for today's soundtrack from BRAINSCAN production. Thank you very much, Klezmergeddon Orchestra, for providing music for our episode. All right, let me show you around a little bit over at Comichub. Once you sign in, you see the cool new menu here. The search all items, search items from preview pages, search arriving soon. That's actually this coming Wednesday's books. Search orders due Sunday for Last Call. That's actually the one that we will be using today. And below that is a tool for finding all of the crossover event books. So let's click through for special orders due Sunday, and you'll notice that you now have the ability to scroll through graphics for all these cool covers. These are all books on final order cutoff this weekend. All filterable by drop-down menus for publisher, category, brand, etc. Or you can isolate by alphanumeric filters in the red buttons. All right, now that I showed you around a little bit, let's first take a look at our final order report for small press this week. And our first small press book. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? How long is Dan going to take to get to it? There it is. It is Dune, the Edge of the Chris Knife. This is a new prequel adaptation from the world of Dune. Discover the origins of Shadout Mapes in the sands of Arrakis. The Freemen plan to strike at the heart of Governor Dimitri Harkonnen's spice operation, but not all past sabotage run the same. As a young Shadout Mapes discovers going undercover from writer Brian Herbert and artist Zach Hartong with Simone Ragozzini, with this cover by Raymond Swanland, available on July 2nd. Also available is this Juan Samu cover on the B variant. These are all available for you to order through Comichub. Let's do that. Next up from Boom Studios is Grimm 23 from Stephanie Phillips and Flaviano. And Power Rangers Prime number 8. And the last thing this week from Boom Studios is The Killer Affairs of the State 2. The first issue just came out last week from writer Mats and artist Luke Giacomone, who did this A cover. Over at Dynamite, we get a new issue of Herculoids number 5 from Tom Snagowski and Craig Russo. And we get a new Red Sonja series from writer David Avallone with art by Edu Mena and this cover by Lyrics Lee. A very nice Joseph Michael Linsner cover. And this cosplay cover before we hit, and that cosplay cover for the Crimson-Maned Warrior of Song and Legend. And finally, from Dynamite Entertainment this week is Vampirella number 3. Decided to show off this Greg Land cover from the B variant from Dynamite Entertainment, available for special order. Over at Dark Horse, we get a couple of books of interest. Ghostbusters Dead Man's Chest number 2. Number 1 just shipped this last week. What'd you think of it? From writer David M. Boer and artist Aviv Orr in this Brian Hurt cover. Magic Order Volume 5, Number 6, the final issue of the Magic Order as the entire saga concludes, from Mark Miller and Matteo Bafagni, who did this A cover. Get a second issue for Hyperspace Stories Codebreaker from the Dark Horse Star Wars series. And a third issue for the Great British Bump Off, Kill or Be Quilt from John Allison and Mark Sarin. Oh yeah. Should be showing off this art. Get a new issue of Usagi, the latest series, 10,000 Plums, number 4. And Vatican City number 3 drops on June 18th from Dark Horse Comics. Oh yeah, we get one more from Dark Horse. This is You Never Heard of Me, number 5 from Yolanda Zanfardino and Elise Romboli. Let's drop on over here, get that double size going there. This is the first big FOC from Distillery at their new distribution center. Previously solicited, this is Blood Brothers Mother, the hit Western from Distillery and Brian Azzarello with Eduardo Rizzo. This fourth issue features this wraparound cover by Eduardo Rizzo, a B cover by Giuseppe Camuncoli, and this very interesting and interestingly titled Cover E Redacted variant, which is obviously a beautiful piece from Paul Pope for Blood Brothers Mother number 4. Undo that. Okay, over at Keen Spot, we get a first issue of Kids These Days, a second printing, along with a second issue featuring this Holo Flip variant. Kids These Days. From newer publisher Good Trouble Productions, we get a reintroducing the Watershed publications from the social movements of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Comics of the Movement connects modern readers to the comics which inspired and educated past generations, featuring the first Black Panther in comics. The Lowndes County Freedom Organization comics are reprinted for the very first time and are paired with the classic 1957 comic Martin Luther King, and the Montgomery story from the Fellowship of Reconciliation also contains additional historical and contextual material. I'm very happy that this is coming to the shelf, making itself available on July 2nd from Jennifer Lawson and cover artist Adomo Stanton. 64 pages for $9.99. IDW has just this one single issue on FOC this week for Godzilla Heist. I think that's the final issue of that miniseries from Mark Van Jensen and Kelsey Ramsey. Okay, get a new series over at Mad Cave Studios. This entitled Bitchcraft from writer Aaron Reese and Lima Carroll, set against the backdrop of modern-day New York City during a seemingly permanent supernatural eclipse. Bitchcraft follows a queer coven bound by magic and blood, each bringing their own flair to the craft. A pretentious oracle who speaks with gods, an emo necromancer with a forked tongue, and a nature witch with the soul of a fairy princess under the guidance of their enigmatic guardian mother. The coven discovers they're at the center of an ancient prophecy, and all witch kind hangs in the balance. From Aaron Reese, Lima Carroll, and this cover by A.L. Kaplan, a B cover from Luciano Vecchio, and a C cover from Joshua Swaby. It's Bitchcraft number 1, Mad Cave Studios, available on June 18th. Get your orders in. Mad Cave also offers Flash Gordon number 10, Pastime number 3, which people are just discovering now, horror and baseball. From Joe Harris and Russell Olson. Vanishing Point number 2 from Mark Russell and Ryan Alexander Tanner. Okay, we get a debut series from Oni Press. This week, I already had a chance to read this first issue of this brand new interesting series, very interesting series called Benjamin. This is issue 1. In one LA motel room, a cosmic quest is about to begin. Edgar Award nominee and Philip K. Dick Award-winning writer Ben H. Winters and rising star Leo Max unravels a 3-part prestige format series exploring the hallucinatory second life of a brilliant author who imagined our desperate future, but never imagined he'd become part of it. More than just a writer, more than just a science fiction icon, Benjamin J. Karp was a cultural revolutionary across 44 novels and hundreds of short stories, including the counterculture classic, The Man Who Couldn't Escape. Karp pushed the boundaries of literary respectability for the sci-fi genre and his readers' perception of reality itself. That's all to say, that's just the setup. There's so much more to this book from Philip K. Dick Award winner Ben H. Winters and artist Leo Max. It's Benjamin number 1 with a Christian Ward cover. A Leo Max cover on B and a Malachi Ward cover on C for Benjamin number 1, available on June 18th. Cool brain. Okay, next up, we get the final issue of the EC Epitaphs from the Abyss series. This is the series that started it all off over at Oni, reinvigorating the EC brand. This 12th issue of this landmark series features work from Tyler Crook, Matt Kint, Chris Condon, and many more with this Lee Bermejo cover. All right, we get a second issue for a series that's yet to debut. I think it's coming out this Wednesday. A series called The Future Is Several Asterisks. From writer Fred Van Lent and Ennio Buffi with this very handsome Mike Huddleston cover. And back issue is back with volume 162 and a cover with a nice big article focusing on Madman. And then we get Cryptology number 5, featuring horror pulp covers Toys from the Crypt, and William Castle. Oh, with some Ghost Rider too. Skull and Bones issues. Eyeballs. Awesome. And that wraps up our look at small press in the final order report. Next up, we're going to look at Image Comics. First up from Image is Bug Wars number 5 from Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar. Cobra number 50 is the series finale. The Death of Cobra standalone epilogue marks a comic book milestone for the one-man comics juggernaut Michel Fife. Flipping the revenge genre on its head, Cobra proves its creative dominance once again as it rides off into the sunset for its 50th and landmark final issue, available on June 18th by special order. Next up, we get Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn number 7 from Jimmy Palmiotti and Patrick Reynolds. Oh, we get this cool thing. Exquisite Corpses number 1 gets a second printing with this Michael Walsh variant that I like a lot. Oh man, what's happening with the Zoom this week? And Exquisite Corpses also gets a second issue from James Tynion the 4th and Michael Walsh. That first issue was good, and it was super dense. All right. G.I. Joe number 8 returns with this Tom Riley cover. I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer number 3 from Doug Wagner and Daniel Hilliard. This has been a very interesting series. Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 2 drops on June 18th. Got a couple different variants up on Comic Hub. Make sure to sign in and check it out. Phantom Road number 13, nominated for the Best New Series at the 2024 Eisners, continues with this Horror Men, a thrilling new sequel, a thrilling new arc by Jeff Lemire and Gabriel Hernandez. Over at the new Spawn universe, this is the new series, the miniseries premiere. Tasha Thornwall is the Bloodletter, mystical mercenary of the world's secret underground, a former CIA operative forced to live in shadows after being outed by Al Simmons 10 years ago, is featured in this new series by Joseph P. Illidge and Tim Seeley, along with the incredible art talents of Christian Rosado, available on June 18th. Okay, next up is Spawn Rat City number 15. I think this went special order or subscription only a couple of months ago. If you're interested in it, do put your special order in or subscribe. The Cold Witch, A Tale of the Shrouded College, returns with a second issue from Charles Soule and Will Sliney on June 18th. And Walking Dead Deluxe, the fully colored reprint series, continues on June 18th from Image Comics. And finally from Image Comics this week, Youngblood Deluxe number 3. Make sure you get your special orders in for this gem. And that does it for our focus on Image Comics. Let's jump right back over into DC Comics and the new printings of Absolute Batman number 5. How is that only the second printing of Absolute Batman number 5? It seems like they should be on 3 or 4 by now. As is Absolute Batman number 6, second printing. And Absolute Batman number 7, all available on June 18th. Get your Absolute Batman series singles up to date. Yeah. Absolute Flash returns with a number 4 on June 18th. Oh, by the way, we are shorted this week, but I got replacement copies in already. So if you weren't able to get your copy, drop in. We got them now. Here's a cool thing. The first appearance of Crypto the Superdog gets this facsimile edition reprint of Adventure Comics number 210 from Otto Binder and Kurt Swan, with art from Ramona Fraden as well. That will be available on June 18th for $3.99. I like how Crypto looks kind of goofy like in that. Let's see, we get a new issue of the facsimile reprinting of the first Hush volume. This is Batman 619, also available in foil for a couple bucks extra. Batman and Robin Year 1, number 8. The third act for this series from Mark Waid and Chris Samney. And here's a very interesting one. Batman Superman World's Finest, number 40. Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent in the clutches of late night TV. What? That sounds crazy. A menace is loose in Metropolis, but Superman and Batman can't do anything about it until Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne find a way to escape. A talk show. Will it be up to their friends Perry White, Lois Lane, Commissioner Gordon, and Alfred Pennyworth to step in and help save the day? Also featuring an all-new cameo variant cover appearance by late-night icon Stephen Colbert. I kind of blew the surprise, but there it is. Look, it's Stephen Colbert. It's a Dan Mora cover of Stephen Colbert, and it could be yours. With a cover price of $4.99, available on June 18th. Get your special orders in before Monday at noon. Don't miss the first arc finale in Catwoman number 77 from Torren Grombeck and Danilo Beyruth. DC crossover with Sonic the Hedgehog number 4 of 5 drops on June 18th. And a team-up, Most Foul, Batman and the Penguin, team-up in Detective Comics 1098, Birds of a Feather. I love this cover. These covers have been so great. New Gods number 7 on the other side of the halfway mark for this 12-issue miniseries from Ram V and Evan Cagle, with this very beautiful cover by Nimit Malavia. Nightwing 127 drops on June 18th from Dan Waters and Dexter Soy. Hey, did you get a chance to check out the Superman Unlimited number 1 that came out this week? Fantastic art from Raphael Albuquerque and a very interesting setup from a veteran Amazing Spider-Man writer, Dan Slott, Man of Steel, World of Kryptonite. Titans number 24 features the return of everybody's favorite Titans villain. It's Terra. And while the main cover for Wonder Woman 22 was very nice, this David Nakayama cardstock variant is by far the cover of the week. Look at it. And Zatanna number 5. It's the penultimate chapter of Zatanna's story. It's here. The trap is sprung. All cards are drawn. The guillotine descends. From Jamal Campbell. And wrapping up our feature on DC Comics this week, it is Crypto, the Last Dog of Krypton. This 5-issue miniseries is brought to us by Ryan North, current architect of the Fantastic Four and One World Under Doom miniseries over at Marvel Comics. Ryan North is joined by Mike Norton on interiors for this all-star project. There will come a day when Krypton stands beside Superman, helping him fight off monsters, aliens, and supervillains. A day when this dog will save his adoptive world thanks to the incredible powers granted him by Earth's strange yellow sun. Let's just get back to crypto here. But he's not there today. Nope. Crypto is a normal puppy on Krypton, spending each happy, snoozy, endless day alongside his family, Jor-El, Lara, and baby Kal-El. But when a rocket test goes wrong, Crypto finds himself lost in space and soon crash landing all alone on a strange and alien world called Earth. From Ryan North and artist Mike Norton, with outstanding covers by Jay Lee, Dustin Nguyen, this Dan Mora Superman movie variant, and a very cool blank variant. It's Crypto, the last dog of Krypton, #1 of 5, available on June 18th from DC Comics. And that wraps up our spotlight on DC Comics. Let's bring it on home. Let's move on over to Marvel Comics. And we've got a couple of Star Wars things here to kick it off with. Pardon me. There they are. An epic adventure begins in this second printing. We still got copies. Don't worry. If you want it, let us know. And Star Wars: The Legacy of Vader continues. Yeah, it's got to be continuing. This is number 5 from Charles Soule and Stefano Raphael with a Derek Chu cover. All right, now moving into the regular Marvel Universe, this landmark issue of Deadpool number 15. It's not that big of a landmark, except for it is because it's actually Legacy number 350, featuring Deadpool versus Death Grip. The showdown you've been waiting for. And only one stands victorious. Then get ready for a 350th celebration like only the Deadpool can bring you, with anniversary stories from Deadpool Legends. Pardon me. From Deadpool Legends, Jerry Duggan and Matteo Lolli. Oh, that's available on June 25th. Probably has a bunch of variants. Doom Academy number 5 drops on June 25th. Ooh, hey, look, there is Fantastic Four number 33, Fantastic Zero. It all comes down to this. 33 issues of Fantastic Adventure culminate in a final stirring adventure. Back to the beginning of everything. The beginning of everything. Essentially, it's the final issue of the Fantastic Four series before it restarts just a few weeks later for the next volume. This special final issue, which leads into an even more special new number 1. Yeah, there it is. From Ryan North, Corey Smith, and Joshua Cassara on the cover. Fantastic Four also gets a facsimile reprinting of number 7. Fun cover. Ooh, The Thing comes back with a second issue. Number 1 just debuted this week. I had some laughs from Tony Fleeks and interior artist Justin Mason with this Nick Bradshaw cover. It's got the old Marvel 2-in-1 feel to it. It's good. Godzilla vs. X-Men gets a second printing with this recolored or color tinted variant. And Gwenpool number 1 gets a second printing by Stefano Nessi. Incredible Hulk 26 comes to us with this very gruesome variant cover by interior artist Nick Klein. Miles Morales meets an all-new Hulk in Miles Morales Spider-Man number 34 from Cody Ziegler and Marco Renna. Predator versus Spider-Man has a third issue. I think number 2 is shipping this Wednesday. I think so. From Ben Percy and Marcello Ferrara on interiors and Apollo Sequeira cover. Hey, look, it's Spider-Boy 20. Spider-Boy's greatest battle lies ahead in this issue, maybe, from Dan Slott and Paco Medina. Spider-Man and Wolverine recently debuted with a new series from Mark Guggenheim and Carrie Andrews. The interiors are truly a sight to behold. Carrie Andrews is filtering and channeling the fine art of Todd McFarlane in this new series. So it's fun to point out that Eric Larson is doing a variant cover for this issue. It's fun to see those big giant fists back on the Marvel covers. Ultimate Spider-Man number 18, War Rages On in New York City, available on June 25th. And Superior Avengers number 3, with this very cool RB Silva variant cover, drops on June 25th. Ultimate, sorry, I got that out of order there. Ultimate Spider-Man number 16 gets a second printing with this spoiler variant, kinda. Vision and Scarlet Witch return with this, with number 2. Number 1 just debuted this last week. This number 2 has a variant cover by Pablo Villalobos, who's kind of the flavor of the moment. But yeah, it's because he delivers. Uncanny X-Men number 16 with this David Marquez cover. He also supplies interiors. Oh, Still My Heart. Uncanny X-Men Facsimile Edition 136. John Byrne at his finest. Don't miss this special issue. Wolverine and Kitty Pryde. New material from Chris Claremont and Damian Cucchero with this Alan Davis cover. And X-Men From the Ashes, Demons and Death, number 1. This is collecting some digital first comics from Alex Packnadell and Philip Seavey. You know how it goes with digital comics. I'm going to short order this for sure. I'm looking for a first week sellout. If you're interested, make sure to get your orders in. And coming to a close with Marvel Comics, we got a couple of big number 1s to look at this week. And what could get bigger than the third of 5 giant size one-shots? This is giant size Age of Apocalypse from writer Jackson Lansing and artist C.F. Villa with this Adam Kubert cover. The future is up for grabs. Kamala Khan has prevailed in her fight against Legion, but now the two are stuck in the darkest future of all, the Age of Apocalypse. Worse yet, it's only hours from its inevitable end. If Kamala can't find what's left of the X-Men, she'll burn in nuclear hellfire. Welcome back to the Age of Apocalypse, where no one survives the experience. It's true. Plus, Jeff Loeb and Simone DeMeo team up for a Revelations backups tale that reveals a sinister secret about the Age of Apocalypse. This third of 5 giant-size one-shots features a couple different variant covers. Let's see, we got this A cover from Adam Kubert, a Art Germ cover, very nice. Ivan Talavera has been turning in some very cool covers lately. It's Cale New, Simone DeMeo. That's a spoiler cover. All 4 giant-size Age of Apocalypse number 1, available on June 25th. Get your orders in for any of these variants this Monday, May 26th at noon. And our big star feature, not only do we get a new Fantastic Four series, but we get it just a couple weeks right after the previous one shut down. This new era for Marvel's first family features the Fantastic Four returning with a new issue 1, kicking off a whole new volume of their adventures through time, space, science, and the human condition. When the Fantastic Four take on Doom, things go well until they suddenly go catastrophically wrong, and they're sent to 4 different eras in Earth's history. Alone and isolated in wildly different time periods, Reed, Johnny, Ben, and Sue all have to survive. All have to fight to survive. Their only hope is to reach the Forever Stone, a mass of dense granite that happens to be one of the longest lasting rocks on the planet, which through a combination of obscurity and raw geological luck has stayed both intact and accessible for most of Earth's history. From continuing ongoing writer Ryan North and new series artist Humberto Ramos, we get an Humberto Ramos cover on an Alan Davis variant. Alex Ross. I think we got a poster of this not too long ago. Oh, that's right. It was on a box too. And a blank cover. Get any more? A Cliff Chang variant. This is a big connecting variant, I think. A Jiyoung Lee variant. That means we got one more. From Lorenzo Pastrovicchio. It's the What If Fantastic Four Disney homage variant. Look at Goofy. That's so good. Oh boy. All right, so Fantastic Four #1 will be available on July 9th from Marvel Comics. And that does it for the final report on Marvel Comics. Let's finish strong with a quick look at Green Brain events. That's not quite what I meant. Let's do that. No, let's do that. Hey, come and celebrate 40 years of Green Brain / Comics Plus at the 40th anniversary celebration on Saturday, May 31st. That's a week from tomorrow. Yeah. We will be celebrating all day from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. with sales up to 40% off. Come by and check out a very cool and heartwarming display of mementos and artifacts from our 40-year history. We will have some giveaways with purchase. We'll have an opportunity for you to share a memory about Green Brain Comics and or Comics Plus. And we've got some music coming up supplied to us by some great friends. And that's going to be happening later in the evening on Saturday, May 31st. It's the 40th anniversary celebration for Green Brain Comics. Come and join us from noon to 7 p.m. Yes. And, well, before that, we got Wednesday is New Comic Day. We got a whole bunch of cool small press, great comics coming in, and you can check out a preview of New Comic Day this Tuesday night at 6:30 from the floor of Green Brain Comics. It's BRAINSCAN with your host, Katie Merritt. You'll get a tour of New Comic Book Day like no other tour. Trust me on this. And join me back here on Final Order Report 1 week from today. I'll give you all of the lowdown, all the skinny, as many new comics as I could fit into this program so you know exactly what's coming out and what your last chance to order is. And you could do that through Comic Hub. All right, how do I do this? Yeah, that's right. I'll just close out like that. Okay. That's it. That's almost every comic book and on Last Call this weekend. And you've got until Monday at noon, May 26th, to order these items and many, many more. Please send and confirm items in your cart before the deadline. Thanks for joining me on the Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky. All of the links to our shopping cart, website, and Comichub are below in the description. Music for this episode provided by BRAINSCAN Productions. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Oh, also, we're closed on Monday for Memorial Day. So don't come by on Monday, but you can feel free to come down Monday morning for the parade. We'll be out there giving away free comics. So we'll see you there, or we'll see you on Wednesday. We'll see you. We'll see you soon. Right? Feed your brain. Emanating from deep under the earth. Spreading across the globe at the speed of thought. Changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.